Today, Knicks fans are staring into an abyss of anxiety with the latest injury update on OG Anunoby. The stoic 3-and-D maestro whose lockdown defense and timely scoring have been New York's secret weapon through their gritty 2-0 series lead over the 76ers, but whose late-game exit in Game 2 has MSG faithful whispering nightmares of last year's hamstring curse all over again. It unfolded with just over 2 minutes left in a tense 108-102 victory at the Garden, the Knicks clinging to a slim edge. OG, that 67 frame of quiet ferocity exploding baseline on a cut toward the rim for what could have been a dagger dunk, only to grab the back of his right leg mid-stride, grimacing as Paul George swatted the attempt away. He hopped off favoring the hamstring area, subbed out immediately for Deuce McBride, and never returned, limping straight to the locker room while the bench held its breath. The crowd's cheers for the win turning to murmurs of dread as replays looped the awkward plantango motion that screamed soft tissue strain. Coach Mike Brown, face etched with worry in the post-game scrum, offered no real solace. He was hopping, haven't talked to medical yet, leaving a vacuum filled by fan panic and radio silence that hung heavier than the Philly comeback they just stifled. The sparse details trickling out paint a cautious picture. Initial trainer assessments point to a right hamstring tweak, not the catastrophic tear from the 2024 Pacers series that sidelined him for weeks, but enough inflammation and tightness to rule him out of the remainder of Game 2, with an MRI scheduled for this morning at the Knicks' Tarrytown facility to gauge severity before Friday's pivotal Game 3 in Philadelphia. No official timeline yet, but whispers from beat writers peg him as questionable at best for the road tilt, potentially day-to-day if it's mild grade 1, or worse, multi-week if scar tissue flares from his history of leg woes. That elbow surgery recovery earlier this year already tested his Ironman streak. OG's been the postseason's unsung MVP so far, holding Embiid to 38% shooting in this series, clamping PG-13 defensively while dropping 14 points on 60% clips. His corner threes and chasedown blocks the X-factor in New York's ugly win formula amid Brunson's heroics and Towns' double-doubles. At 29, after that blockbuster trade from Toronto where he waived no-trade clauses to chase rings in blue, he's the silent assassin who's transformed from Raptors role player to Knicks cornerstone, the London-born enforcer with the soft-spoken vibe off-court but a pitbull clamp on it, mentoring rookies like McBride with quiet nods and family man posting wholesome dad pics with his little ones courtside. Social media's a frenzy of pray for OG edits splicing his blocks on Maxi with please, teammates like Josh Hart tweeting fire emojis over hospital-run pics, Brunson impressors vowing we got depth but we need our dog, even Philly's Harden sending respectful DMs. Emotionally, it's a vice grip on the chest because OG embodies Knicks' resilience, the guy who gutted through elbow rehab, returned for playoffs last year only to hamstring out, yet elevated them to the ECF. Without his length switching everything, Brunson's usage spikes dangerously, Bridges shoulders more wings, and that vaunted D crumbles against Embiid's post-ups or Maxi's pull-ups. Knicks Nation's seen this movie, injuries derailing dream runs, but OG's quiet fire, that post-buck hug to Hart, screams he'll fight back fiercer, turning setback into fuel for MSG parades. Rehab protocols already in motion if scans confirm hamstring. Immediate rest, ice, compression, elevation, followed by ultrasound therapy, bike work for blood flow, and progressive agility drills under the Knicks' elite sports science team, the same crew that fast-tracked Bridges from his own Knicks. Brown's game plan pivots to bigger lineups with Achiuwa sliding in, but you feel the void. OG's gravity forces help rotations. His 40% three-point stroke stretches floors Philly can't pack. Fans packed the Garden postgame chanting his name into the night, purple-wearing Philly trolls clashing with blue barricades, a raw display of how one player's legs carry a city's hope.